But with that, I can talk all day about our service. But the most important piece is actually showing you exactly how easy it is and exactly how it works. And with that, I'm going to introduce Mark Nijmeijer, our Senior Director of Product Management, to show you exactly how easy this is. Mark?
So in our demo environment over here, we basically have our Protege service, right? So as Andy said, data protection as a service lives on protege.hycu.com. We also have a full-blown Atlassian environment, right? So we have an Atlassian environment with Jira Service Management, Confluence Work Management, and so on. And our Protege service can protect all of those. So let's see how that works. Right. So over here, Andy touched on secure login, right? We're responsible for the endpoints and so on. So we've integrated with the major IAM multi-factor authentication services and so on. So in this particular instance, we can sign in with Okta, one-click login, completely secure end-to-end. And the first thing you'll see is basically, let me switch to the entire organization, is what we are very proud of is a service, a discovery service that we call R-Graph. R-Graph integrates with your Okta or with your Azure AD environment, and we basically scan the environment for services that we know about, that we recognize, and we can then very quickly classify those services, whether they are already protected or whether they need extra protection with HYCU. So all of that, of course, rolls up to in this case, the HYCU demo environment, but in your particular case, we could discover in your environment what you're running over there. Since we're focusing on Atlassian today, let's double click on the engineering side where we have classified the Atlassian deployment. So here you can see we're in good shape, right? In our demo environment, we have discovered multiple services that engineering is using, and all of those, our engineering, of course, is very keen on protecting their information. So they have configured backup for all of these sources already. In the SaaS window, you can see we have multiple Confluence sites, we have multiple Jira projects, we have some JSM projects. We also can protect your Okta environments in particular. Zooming in a little bit deeper, you can see that the R-Cloud Engineering project is protected by the bronze policy. Like Andy said, it's super easy to start protecting new environments, right? In just a few clicks, I can assign a policy to this particular source, and that will automatically start the backups, run the schedules, do the backups every day. You can see, because it's bronze, we automatically take a daily backup. Of course, you can do your manual backup as well, right? So if you're making some big changes, you can quickly take a backup right before this. I think one of the most powerful features, and Andy touched on that, is around the granular restore capabilities of Protege. Right. So at the moment we take a backup, we natively integrate with the Atlassian APIs. So we go through all of the projects. We know exactly what you have stored in your projects. So we keep track of that, and we show what we can restore within that project, whether that is at the project level, whether that is a bug, task, epic, or all the way down to attachments. We can do that. So for instance, if I go into the same R-Cloud Engineering project in Jira and go to all of my issues, go to all issues, and for instance, I do a big oopsie moment, right? We're all about the oh shoot moment. For instance, somebody deletes this attachment over here, right? So oops, I shouldn't have done that. Let's log into Protege and delete that. Right. So remember, RCE17 is the ticket number. We'll go in here. We use the most recent backup from yesterday, actually. I have to remember where this was. It's on the 9. So RCE17, there is the attachment I just accidentally deleted. And basically in just a few clicks, we start the restore operation. We basically are opening up the backup finding that attachments, and then dropping that right back into the R-Cloud Engineering project over there. While that's working, let's explore a little bit more. I talked about policies. Policies are that what defines your what we call RPO. How often do I take a backup? How long do I keep my data? And where do I store my data, right? So in this case, the backups are being placed in a Google Cloud instance. If we look at storage in particular, here you see all of those storage targets that we have. We, of course, integrate with Amazon S3 as well, right? So if you want to keep your backups in S3, you're more than willing to do that. Just give us your API access keys and so on, and we can store your backups over there. But basically there, you can enable worm, you can enable encryption. So all of those backups, they're really, really secure. Nobody can touch those until the worm timer logs off. Let me see how far we are. Yep, the restore has completed, right? So in about a minute and a half, we basically restore the attachment I just deleted. So if I go back over here now and I basically hit a refresh, now you'll see that the attachment has been restored. So everybody can continue working. This works exactly the same if I want to restore, for instance, I want to restore a particular ticket or the entire project, right? If the admin made an oopsie and deleted a project you shouldn't have, we can restore that very easily as well. And you'll see at the moment you start clicking into Confluence and you do a Confluence backup or a restore, you'll see the Confluence types, right? So then we're talking about spaces and pages and attachments and so on. At the moment we're talking about JSM. You'll see JSM-specific object types over here. Now we're talking about reviews and tasks and problems and incidents and so on. So really depending on the application that you're backing up, the restore is very application specific, very application dependent. But yeah, basically all in all, I showed you policies, right? Really set and forget, really easy to set up protection for all of your sources that you're using in your environment. Policies point to targets. So that's where we're storing the backup, and that's always within your account. HYCU does not own your backup. And then basically in the discovery, just by using a quick service account, and I can show you that as well, sources, basically for Jira, for instance, basically you just give us username and an API token, right? That's all we need to know for a service account. That's all we need to do the discovery, to do the backups, and then to be able to restore. Awesome. I think that's about the end of my demo over here. We're at the bottom of the hour.